Hi guys, it's Amy. If you want to drive it further, you have to know how to use your abs as source of power. So today I'm going to show you how to use your abs to drive it further. For the driver swing, you're supposed to leave a little bit of weight in your back foot, hang back, go up low into it, and throw through the ball. For the iron swings, you're supposed to transfer your weight all the way into the left, and then go steep into it and go down below and hit down on it. So if you want to drive it further, you need to learn how to throw through the ball. And in order to do that, you gotta learn how to use your abs to throw through the ball. So when I start talking about using the abs, a lot of people are not sure what it feels like to use the abs. But once you feel it a couple times, you understand what it feels like right away. So today I'm going to try and help you find that feeling. So I'm going to show you an exercise to feel your abs. Let's get on our knees, and we're going to put your palms together, and you're going to straighten your arms out like this, and we're going to rotate about 30 degrees to the right and 30 degrees to the left. So watch, we're going to turn. When you do this, make sure your hips are facing forward and it doesn't move around. And when you do this, you will feel your obliques doing all the work. Once you feel it, let's go ahead, stand up, get into your golf posture, and do the exact same thing. So we're in our golf posture. When we're doing this, we have to be careful because when we're kneeling, the hips were stabilized, so they didn't move a lot. But when you're standing up like this, they will want to move. So really try and put pressure into your legs so the hips are facing forward the whole time. So let's go 30 degrees to the right, 30 degrees to the left using your obliques. So don't move your hips, you won't feel your obliques, but if you have your hips still, you will feel your obliques doing all the work. Once you feel it, let's go ahead and grab the club and do some practice swings. So once we grab the club and start swinging big, even though we're trying to maintain that feeling of using the obliques, it'll be hard to maintain it, especially if you start moving your hips a lot. So with the driver, if you move your hips a lot, then you won't be able to really engage your abs, and you will end up using your arms to hit the ball, and then that way you'll create a lot of side spin and hit it short as well. Okay, so to kind of make everything a little simpler, let's go ahead and think this way. Let's divide your body into three. So hip and below would be number one, and then your abs would be number two, and your arms would be number three. So the number one, your lower body, what it's doing is stabilizing. So it's giving it stability. Your abs number two is twisting, rotating. And number three, your arms are just holding the club. Let's just kind of simplify it in your head that way. So you can go ahead and plant your feet, hold your hips still, and throw with your abs. Watch. This would be using your abs to throw, but if you move your hips a lot, then you're really not gonna be able to use your abs, right? It's all arms. So when you start your downswing with the driver, a lot of people don't exactly know what your hips should look like. So I'm going to kind of zoom in on your hips, and I'm going to explain it to you in detail. So when you start your downswing, I'm going to show you three different hip movements. Some of them will be wrong, some will be right. So let's look at hip movement number one. Hips are starting and they are turning. Hip movement number two. In the downswing, hips are shifting. So if you just look at the first move and the second move, the turning part, if you turn your hips this way in the beginning of the downswing, you will spin your hips and your hands will come over the top. You're going to create a lot of side spin, hook or slice. So number one move is not the correct answer. Number two, the slide. So if you're supposed to leave your weight in the right foot, hit up low into it, and then complete your weight shift after, then you don't want to start your downswing with a major shift over your hips, right? So hip movement number two is not the correct movement either. So if you're not supposed to turn your hips and you're not supposed to shift your hips, what are your hips supposed to do, right? Number 3 is the correct answer. Number 3, you're supposed to start the downswing by kind of sitting or like pressing into the ground, so you're stabilizing your lower body. So if you kind of talk about just the hip movement, it doesn't sound like something you've heard before, but if you kind of think of what the tour pros look like when they're hitting their drives, it kind of looks like this. They have that slight sit-down look to start the downswing, right? So it goes, you've seen this move before, right? So when I have amateurs have that turn look or the slide look, when I take these people and get them to start sitting down, the rhythm is completely different, so they have a hard time adjusting to the new rhythm. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to get used to it. So we're going to do practice swings. I'm going to take you in 3 steps. So number 1, you're going to go take it backswing. Number 2, you're going to sit. And number 3, you're going to throw. Okay? It has to be all separate. You can't try and go together all at once yet. Okay? So 1 is backswing, 2 is a press down, 3 is a throw. Once you are able to control the 3 different steps, then let's go ahead and shorten it into 2 steps. So you're going to finish your backswing by pressing, slight sit like this, and then throw. So number 1 is a sit, number 2 is a throw. One more time, you're going to sit, and then throw. Once you get comfortable with getting that little sit-down movement in your swing, let's go ahead and hit the golf ball. If you want to hit it farther with your driver, make sure you do the kneeling down to feel your abs, and then do those step practice swings to make sure you can get that little sit down move in your driver. I hope you're able to follow along, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.